Let's bring in former CKE restaurant CEO Andy Puzder. Andy, great to see you. What do you think of all this?
Good to be here, Liz. Well, it's really kind of silly. It would be great if somebody on the left tried to bring a little rationality to this. First of all, we can't afford this. $600,000 a household or $93 trillion is ridiculous. Even $100,000 a household is not something the American people are going to support. It's just not going to happen. Number two, even if it did happen, even if we got it done, it still wouldn't solve the problem of climate change that they claim is caused by excessive carbon in the atmosphere. And it may well be. I'm not debating that. But this isn't going to solve that problem. China, India, other countries will continue to pour carbon into the atmosphere. They won't incur these huge costs. So it's not going to solve the problem. Third, there is a way to solve it. You could switch to natural gas. We could make it available across the planet for various nations that want to continue to industrialize. It burns very clean. Or nuclear power, which is very advanced from the systems that used to have problems. So you could solve this problem. It's too expensive, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, Andy, Germany tried to do that. They shut down the nuclear power plants, and guess what? They had to rely on coal to get their fuel needs. Andy, but we have Senator Kamala Harris saying it's not a cost, it's an investment. Watch.
$2.5–3 trillion a year for Medicare for all by some studies. Depending on which portions of the Green New Deal you pick to do first, that's money. That what the Republicans are going to say, tax and spend liberals, pie in the sky.
It's not about a cost, it's about an investment. And then the question should be, is it worth the cost in terms of the investment potential? Are we going to get back more than we put in?
All right, members of Congress say the national debt is the national security crisis. What's your take, climate change or the debt?
Well, she's talking about a return on investment, but she never says exactly what the return on this investment's going to be. Look, we have to reduce our debt. We can't afford the debt that we have now. This is a cliff we're heading towards. At some point, we're going to fall over it. We need to reduce our debt.
All right. Cortez says climate change, quote, does lead young people to have a legitimate question. Is it okay to still have children? She also effectively said, and I'm paraphrasing, that Republicans won't have to deal with climate change because they'll all be dead. And then she ripped into Democrat Dianne Feinstein after the senator was caught on video saying the Green Deal won't pass as legislation, that Dianne Feinstein, she's saying, I've done this job for 30 years. Here's Cortez mocking Feinstein, saying, quote, I don't think that working on an issue for 30 years qualifies you to solve the issue. Your take.
I hope Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez just keeps talking and people just keep covering it, because I think every time she talks, she's actually hurting the Democrats' chances for 2020. Dianne Feinstein is, I know Dianne. She's a very fine woman. We don't often agree on things, but we get along. I mean, she's a good legislator. She's been very loyal to the state of California. She's a sensible person. For somebody who wasn't alive 30 years ago to come out and criticize what she's done over the past 30 years is absurd. And like I said, I hope Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez just keeps getting the coverage that she's getting.
Andy Puzder, thank you so much for joining us, sir. Come back soon.
Thank you, Liz.
We are tracking several other developing stories.